Hey guys, Paul here from G-Shocker. The goal of today's video is to educate you on how to spot a fake G-Shock, the do's and don'ts, and ultimately try to save you a couple of quid on buying a fake G-Shock from these various scammers that are out there on places like eBay, Facebook, the Facebook groups, and hopefully by the end of the video you'll understand what to look for, what to avoid, and how to have a successful sale when it comes to buying your next new watch. I thought long and hard about how to best deliver this episode. So I initially had a load of items in my basket, various fake G-Shocks from GA2100s all the way up to fake MTGs. And I was going to do a side-by-side comparison, but in reality, you're not going to have the real and the fake in your hand at the time when you're looking to make your next purchase. You're going to be on eBay, on Facebook. You're not going to have the watch in hand. You're not going to be able to check the light or the watch goes into diagnostic mode. You're going to have a series of pictures, a description, and various other bits of information that's going to allow you to make an educated decision on whether or not this is a sensible buy. So instead, I'm going to walk you through some examples on eBay and to show you what kind of things you can look for and ultimately how to avoid buying a fake G-Shock. Right then, over to eBay and having a look at some of the current listings. So let's remember what we talked about before and what we're looking for. So there is the Hallmark brown Casio paper bag, the dark off-color warranty cards, the magnetic resist on the hand tags, and a couple of other things we want to be looking for are the seller. Who is the seller and how much feedback do they have? What kind of reviews? And if we click into this particular person, we can see they actually have no feedback. The only feedback that they have is eBay has basically listed feedback that they have received as a buyer rather than a seller. So straight away, that for me would be cause for concern, is that I know everybody's got to get their first sale, but I'd rather it not be with me. But immediately though on this listing, we can see that this is a GA2100 that doesn't typically have the magnetic resistant on the tag. And so straight away, that screams fake. The warranty card is definitely fake. It's the darker, slightly blue hue. I'm not sure why they can't do a good copy. I'm sure I could actually do a better copy than what they've managed to do. But all of these warranty cards, I think they probably maybe produced 12 billion of them or something, and they just get included in all of the fake G-Shocks. But for me, it's great because it's a real good telltale sign that that is a fake G-Shock. And in addition, we can also see that it's had a third-party bezel and strap, and that doesn't always mean that something is fake, but I would question, why has that been put into a third-party bezel and strap? And for me, quite often when I do see these third-party bezel and straps, it is with a fake listing. Another thing we want to be looking at is the price. Does the price match the current market rate? For a GA2100 with a third-party strap and bezel, £104 seems, within the realms of reality. But with everything else that we can see on this listing, this is definitely a fake G-Shock. I'll just have a look, see if there's anything else that we can look at that would indicate that this is a fake. You're not going to remember this, and so it might be worth mentioning, but the GA2100s don't come in this particular box, but all fake G-Shocks pretty much do. There are some genuine G-Shocks that have this since 1983 box, but the GA2100s do not come in this style box. Right, let's take a look at this. So this is the perfect example of a fake G-Shock, but to the untrained eye, we can see a warranty card, we can see an instruction book, we can see a G-Shock tin, we can see a Casio bag. This must be a genuine listing, but as we said, if we see the brown paper bag, we click back. It's a definite fake listing, but in addition to that, we can see the darker, the fake warranty card. Also, if you take a look at the text around the edges of the bezel, it looks like it's been stamped with, I don't know what with, but it looks like it's been stamped, whereas on the genuine G-Shocks, it's been laser engraved. It's a much sharper, cleaner font. Everything about this just looks and feels fake. And another thing that we can see here is that there is a sticker on the back, and it's been many, many, many years since I've seen a genuine Casio with these stickers with the red line on the back. So again, that to me screams fake. The price for a steel G-Shock is unrealistic. And looking at the reviews, one review, Permission to Mercury watch, which is a swatch, which was probably almost definitely a fake. And this poor guy who's purchased it will probably have no idea that he's purchased a fake watch. Right, jumping across into this GA110. This is an interesting model because it's one of the only models that actually does have magnetic resistant on the genuine tag. But genuine tags on the flip side have additional information on the back, typically the model number and whatnot, whereas the fakes have a completely bare back. And this seller has been kind enough to show us the back of the tag, which is blank, again indicating that it's fake. The darker sort of grey with the blue hue warranty card. The watch itself is difficult to tell, and that's why it always surprises me that they can manage to clone a watch which, you know, I wouldn't even know where to start, but they can't clone a warranty card and get the printing settings right. You know, they've done a really poor job. So yeah, to me, the watch itself, it's not clear, but there's enough on here to indicate that this is a fake watch. Again, the price is probably cheaper than what I would expect for a new with box and papers watch. They've got one review, order delivered on time. It was a hoodie. You know, there's definitely not anything there that would give me any confidence, but there's enough there to tell me that this is a fake G-Shock. Jumping into this one, we've got the hallmark brown paper bag. Straight away we know this is a fake. And if we look at it's hard because it's black, but typically the writing around the edges of the bezel won't be as clean as it would on a genuine G-Shock. We've got the darker warranty card. Let's see what else we can see on this listing. There we go. So the back, one of the things that you'll notice on the majority of the fake G-Shocks is that they have a more bulbous back than what the genuine ones do. And again, it's got this clear sticker with the red line that is, again, almost a given that that's a fake. We've got 14 reviews, quite a good number to be honest, and they're all positive. But, you know, they're selling Louis Vuitton Imagination perfume. I suspect that all of these things that they're selling are also going to be fake, but many people receive goods and have no idea what it is that they've received is actually a counterfeit product. But with the watches, it's a little bit easier because they have these telltale signs such as the bag and the warranty card and the bulbous back and the sticker and all of these things that hopefully will help prevent you from buying a fake G-Shock. Worth talking about receipts. For me, they're a little bit of a red herring, and in fact, it's got to the point now where if somebody's making a big deal about the fact that they've got a receipt, to me that raises a red flag. It's quite rare that these days that people actually keep receipts, and they're so easy to counterfeit. You know, you can photocopy a receipt, you can find copies of receipts online that you can then claim as your own. Don't take a receipt as proof of a G-Shock being legitimate because they're just too easy to counterfeit. So it's worth talking about what type of models are cloned and which aren't. I think often people will think that G-Shocks in themselves aren't worth cloning and therefore we're safe, but actually G-Shocks are some of the most cloned watches that I've ever come across. And that goes all the way from cheaper models such as the GA2100 all the way through to the MTG series. There are some pretty convincing looking, certainly when you're looking only at photos, the MTG models, you know, that can cost in the thousands. So yeah, don't assume that any model is safe from being counterfeit. Always do your homework regardless of what model it is that you're buying, how much you're paying for it. It's always worth doing your due diligence to make sure that there's a high chance of this watch that's going to turn up on the day to be legitimate. Just a note on AliExpress, the majority of G-Shocks that you'll see on AliExpress are going to be fake, especially lines like the MTG, the Mudmaster series. Nearly all of those are fake, especially if the price is completely out of line with what you would expect. If you're buying a £700 Mudmaster for £47.99, then expect to be getting a fake. And just to touch on that a little bit, if what you want to buy is a fake G-Shock, I'm completely okay with that. What I'm trying to do with this video is to educate people from getting scammed, people who think they're buying a legitimate G-Shock who end up receiving a fake. So just something that I want to touch on is Facebook groups. Facebook groups are full of sellers. Many of them are legitimate, but there are also lots and lots of scammers. So many of you will know I run a group called I Love Casio Watches. In our group, we have various rules and regulations to try to prevent scammers from being able to post in the first place and removing their posts when they do. But many of the groups aren't as, they don't do their due diligence, and they kind of put it all on the user. So if you've got somebody in a group who is selling a watch, what you want to be looking for is, do they have a track record? Do they have other members that they've sold to who they can give a testimonial for, who they can vouch for, and to give you the confidence that the person that you're buying from is a legitimate seller and that they do actually have the watch in hand. Many of these sellers are from various parts of Asia, and in my experience, they're actually some of the best sellers. They have a really good price. Their customer service is next to none. But one of the things to be mindful of then is import tax. If you're buying from Asia and bringing it into the UK, then you're going to be paying import tax, which obviously adds 20% onto the cost of the watch. So just, I guess, a bit of a tip to be mindful of. Nothing to do with whether the watch is legitimate or fake, but it's a cost that you should be aware of when making that purchase. So just to recap, if the seller has little to no feedback, they've got a brand new account, if the brown paper bag appears in the photos, the tag, there are lots of things there for you to be looking out for to help avoid buying a fake G-Shock on your next purchase. There will always be another watch, another bargain, always. If this video has helped you, please consider liking, sharing, commenting. I'd love to hear your feedback on how you found the video. Something that I'm considering doing, and so I'd love your feedback on whether you'd find this useful, is maybe once a week doing a live session, going through eBay, looking at maybe the latest 50 listings and spotting the fakes and giving you guys more and more information to be able to spot fakes in the future. If you'd find that helpful, please drop a comment in the comment section. Like I said, if you would consider liking the video, subscribing, sharing, it all really helps with the growth of the channel. Thanks for watching. This has been Paul from G-Shocker. Until the next one.